Hello everyone and welcome to the very final Strategy Lab webinar where we will look at two things together. First, we will look at a selection of 10 strategies that you've shared with us in the Strategy Lab, and then we will go over the topic of how to build capital the fastest. These are two things that complement each other beautifully, which is why we've put them together like this. At the same time, as I mentioned, this is the last webinar, which concludes the entire Strategy Lab. And also, this is your last chance to get the licenses and all the courses we discussed before at discounted prices. So it's kind of time to decide what you want to do next. But let's do it. Let's take a look at your strategies, because you sent us more than 700 in total, which is an awesome number. And together with our team, we selected 10 strategies to look at together. And here they are. There are several types of strategies here. You will find here Euro USD, GBP JPY, GBP USD, NM, and gold, like different markets, because we wanted to include everything to show you different types of strategies. For example, this strategy for Euro USD timeframe H1 has a return drawdown ratio of 16.04, and that's a nice number. And even if we look at it like equity chart, it's been doing quite well over the last few years. The last few years have been quite the challenge for Forex, because volatility has dropped quite a bit, which is a problem for traders. But despite that, the strategy has worked well. Next, we have the daily time frame strategy, which is already doing a little bit worse. As you can see, the return drawdown ratio is smaller, around 11. But let's not forget that this is a daily time frame. This means longer trades, hence fewer opportunities to make the strategy smoother. But on the other hand, we expect more stability overall. The average trade is about 2 days long. The next strategy has a return drawdown ratio of 18.05, and again, it is a daily time frame strategy, which is nicely smoothed actually. It's a really nice one. You can see for yourself that you can find nice strategies even on the daily time frame. It's a bit more complicated, a bit more challenging, but it can be done. The next strategy is for GBP USD. It has a return drawdown ratio of 25. The next strategy has just under 22. It also has a rather nice rising equity curve. And looking at futures, nothing to be ashamed of here either. Here, the return drawdown ratio is 21. So over the long term, we see very stable results here. This is despite that in 2020, when the stock market situation was quite negative, as well as at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, the markets were falling, but this strategy is reaching new heights. So hats off to the author of this. The same applies to this strategy on stock indexes. That's the big advantage of automated strategies, that even in times when stock indexes don't do so well, strategies can profit. Here's another one that took the crisis in late 2021 and early 2022 as a challenge and started a nice rally. It was rising. Then there are two such additions to the portfolio. These are two gold strategies. Now let's take a more detailed look at this strategy, which has been rolling the markets nicely lately. This strategy only trades longs and still managed to achieve great results even when the markets were falling. Let's take a look at the source code to see what the strategy actually trades. It uses a very simple metric. It works with volatility, it tracks ATR, and uses an entry at the high daily of the previous high and some divergence based on volatility. It's a very smart strategy and definitely has a lot of potential to be stable over the long term. Now I will combine all these strategies into one portfolio. What would it look like if we deployed all these strategies at once And how do they correlate together? Let me first look at the basic overview. You can see that the reciprocal ratio is kind of astronomical. It's 61.79, and that's a really, really high number. And this is the equity curve. Also, very stable, smooth equity curve. Very nice. And let's look at the correlation. I haven't done it before, so I'm actually very curious. Also great. If I look at this table and I would really trust all of these strategies 100%, which is a question you have to answer for yourself, then purely in theory, I could deploy this portfolio right away and start testing it in live conditions. The correlation nowhere exceeds 0.4, and that's a nice result from a portfolio perspective as well. We will test the strategy again in 6 months, and actually we are very, very curious to see how it turns out. But for now, let's go into the presentation to say how you can use such strategies when you already have such strategies to be able to get the most out of your existing capital and do it like true professionals. And let's start with how to work with the capital most effectively. Most of us start with this relatively small bill, small account, because most of the people we know started to trade with $1,000 or maximally $5,000 because there are not many of us who would be able to start with $100,000 or even more. To reach such a capital, we need time. And time is not for free. So, how to work with the capital? Well, we have 3 basic ways. The first one is to just take the capital, put it into your account, and start to trade with it. Or we can take the capital and start to build a business on the stock market. And the last one way, the ideal one, we would say, is to combine these 2 ways together. It means to trade and at the same time use the trading to build a business. But what do most people do? Well, most of the people take the money they have, start to trade on the stock market, their own strategies, and yes, and that's it. And then nothing. Nothing more, just this. Of course, it is not bad at all. But if you have low capital, the profits are not very high. Because as we mentioned already before, reaching 100 profits monthly is unreal. The profits will be units of percent per month. When we are working with model examples, we are talking about 2% per month, of course. You can reach slightly more, but it is better to be getting more realistic, more conservative. And from a low capital, the sum is not very high, but we still increase the value. So this way is just okay. Then some people, and there are unfortunately quite a lot of them, choose a different way. They are selling their strategies immediately. And that's it, like no testing on the demo account, just nothing, just selling them. And that's bad. Don't do that, please. But professionals do it differently, and you should try to do it in the same way. Let's make a quick journey to the history. If you would think about Warren Buffett, who is iconic when it comes to trading, or about Benjamin Graham, father of value investing, or in the present time about our colleague Jan Rohrbacher, you will find out that they don't use these ways we just mentioned. Like, to be concrete, they don't use it separately. They combine these 2 methods together. So they start to trade with their own capital, find their own style, they have good results, and then, when they are sure that their technique works, they start offering the strategies for sale, or they establish the fund, and so on. And that's the professional way how to get down to it. And if we would summarize it, these 3 ways are just trading with own strategies, immediately selling off own strategies, or start to profitable trade and then to sell the strategies and offer own services. Now, which one you should choose? Please, definitely not this middle one. Don't do that, because this is the worst way that you can choose. I mean, of course, for you it may be great. You will be selling strategies based on the martingale without any risk. You will have an income, but you are, and please remember that, you are literally destroying the market doing that, because you don't have experiences, and there is a huge risk that the strategy will stop working, that the person who buys it will lose a lot of money. And that is not what we want, right? No one wants it. Not you, not the buyer, just no one. And the other two ways are fine. Trading your own strategies is fine if you are not interested in other possibilities, and trade profitably at first and then start to sell strategies is also fine. And of course, this third way is ideal when it comes to possible profits that you can reach because you are multiplying your experiences and also your income. If you would choose the middle way, selling the strategies right away, let us tell you what can happen. We have here one very deterrent example of one situation. It's from the year 2016. It's from the Czech Republic, where we are from, where we are based. Someone was offering strategies. It was advertised on Facebook quite often, and the offer was promising 0.5 to 1% profit per year, on average 20% per month with a minimal load using financial leverage. They also guaranteed the maximum possible decrease of the capital in the fund 20%. Simply put, that you should not lose much if you would lose. Well, and what was the result? Not good, of course. In the beginning, there was rocket growth. The strategy was doing well, yes, but then there were too many positions that were not very successful. They were not progressing according to the plan, and then came the end. Last month, there was a drop, including the open positions, almost 80%. As a result, the ones who bought the strategy lost not even the profit, but also their own money that they put into it. So as we said, this is not the way. Don't choose this way. It is not worth it. It is not worth destroying the market. Such a client, the one who bought such a strategy, trusted to, let me say this roundly, to a fraudster and lost all the trust. And our goal is to make the market a better place and offer high quality services. That's why we demand to you so much not to do this way. The huge advantage is that even just one strategy can achieve great results. Within this course, we have shown you such strategies. Some can have a really stable result over the long run, like this first one. Some of them can be more or less zero in the long term, like this one in the right bottom corner. Others can have a weaker beginning and then start to grow nicely, like this one. Or if you remember the strategy for gold of one of our students. Or others can grow in the long-term horizon in interesting way. But generally, a lot of strategies will work just steadily over the long term. So if you have a strategy that works well few months, you know it works, you tested it, you trust the strategy, you run it on your own account, then you can offer it for sale, for rent, so someone else could use it for their own trading. And you don't have to test it for 5 years, but at least 6 months, so you know that the strategy develops as you expected and everything is okay, that the backtest results are the same as in reality, and so on. Less or more, this is the only right way. What you trade, you offer. And if you have a fund, for example, there is your own money in that fund. Most of the people who manage funds have their own money, right? Because they trust it. And this is how you should take it. It is the only right way how to create a high quality market, not destroy it, and provide high quality services to others. And with this fact, there comes along the huge advantage. By selling successful strategies, we can greatly increase our capital. but we already mentioned it at the beginning. The low capital is enough to run the strategies and get the result, get some trust, and then we can offer it for sale, earn more capital to increase your trading account, and thanks to compound interest increasing and new profits from the sold strategies, you can start to make money much faster. My colleague Thomas was using it in the past when he started with trading. First of all, he had portfolios of strategies that worked, and then he was selling these whole portfolios. So this way is verified and it just works. We have here for you some statistics from Thomas, so we could show you how much it is possible to earn. So real statistics for a single product sold. And these are the statistics. Statistics are for individual products that he was selling. And of course, the selling is a little bit more volatile. There are months when you have over $1,000, then months which are not so good, but on a long-term horizon, it is a really good, and the increasing of the capital is definitely worth it. And the overall results looks like this. So it really is volatile, but the average profit from selling or renting the strategies was $7,000 to $10,000 per year for Thomas. And that's nice profit. You don't find such money on the sidewalk. Now let's talk about how it works in practice, about 3 possible ways how to practically start with the whole process. And these are funds, own website, or third-party services providers. To specify it more in detail, the funds are administratively very demanding, very, very expensive, and you have to build your personal brand and brand of the fund. In general, building a fund is a very, very hard, and I would more recommend it to really, really experienced traders and to someone who already has a huge capital. Then, if you have your own websites, you have to take care of everything on your own. It is also quite expensive because if you want it to be a professional website, it costs about $10,000 minimally. And again, like in the previous option, you have to build your personal brand so people would trust you. But when it comes to the third parties, like MQL5 Market, you pay just some percent from your sales, so there are not any costs for setting up a fund or developing a website. And less or more, it is anonymous, not fully, but there's just your name. So, for example, it can happen when someone is struggling with that, what people could think or say. This is the place where you can, let's say, kind of hide yourself. This third option is the easiest one because it is all embracing. You don't need to pay for anything in the beginning, and you do not need some extra skills like in the case of the first 2 options. And how it goes in practice, what do you need to do? If you will be skillful and you will dedicate your time to it, in 6 or 12 months, you can start selling your strategies. You can increase your capital by adding the money that you earn to your account in an ideal way, in our opinion. And you will reach very worth it income much faster. You can possibly do it for a living. But it depends on your personal goals in the trading field. Let's show an example of how it can work. Please keep on your mind that all the numbers and results are hypothetical. Imagine that you trade for 1 year with an average monthly profit of 2%. 2% is the average profit, a bit more conservative, but let's stay real. You start with $1,000 and at the end of the year, the profit is $268. So it is not a bad ratio, but the amount is not like so interesting. And how would it look if you would be selling the strategies having $200 monthly profit? So circa 4 sold strategies per month. Then the profit is much higher. you've got profit from selling and profit from trading, which is a little bit higher because there is the profit from $2,400 from strategy selling. So the profit from trading is not 268, but 301. At a first sign, it is not a huge difference in the total profit, but in the long-term horizon, it is multiplying. Let me show you a table from a long-term horizon point of view, so you would see how important it is to take it in the long time horizon. So once again, in 1 year the profit is not high, but in the long-term horizon the numbers are very different. Basically, $100 monthly from strategy selling is enough. It means that you sell 2 or 3 strategies every month. And the profit after 10 years is not 10,000 of net profit, but $45,500. If you would earn $500 monthly from strategy selling, which is absolutely real, remember my colleague Thomas, the net profit in 10 years would be $100,088,000. In this picture, you can see how huge is the influence of time. And now, the question that is, I'm almost sure, at the mind of almost every one of you. It could be nice to sell 3 or 4 strategies per month and it would be enough. But is there anyone who would actually buy my strategies? To answer this question, let's move to the MQL5 Market website and show it practically. MQL5 Market is owned by the same company as MetaTrader, and MQL5 and MetaTrader are connected together, so you can sell your strategies on MQL5 and load them there right from MetaTrader. So this is the website, mql5.com. It's the biggest market of its kind in the world, thanks to the fact that MetaTrader is the most common platform in the world. And thanks to this, their channels are just perfectly set, so you can buy a strategy right in the platform and you don't have to install anything or go somewhere else. Just a few clicks and you can download or buy anything. And there are over 10,000 strategies sold every month, and this number still grows. So the MQL5 is huge, but there are not extremely too many strategies and signals. If you would check it, in total, there are basically just a few pages. And it is not so much when you take into consideration the number of sales. And prices here are like normal, about $30 to $50 for signals and $10 to $1,000 for strategies. And some of them are for free. But let's say that the average price is $100. And if you will get just 10 traders from all these thousands, you will get $1,000 per month, which is $12,000 per year. Even if it was just half, it will still be great. And now, important part. What all do we need to sell the strategies there? Well, as you may suspect, it is not just about uploading the strategies on MQL Market and waiting for what will happen. There are some ways how to better promote your strategies, how to catch people's attention, and so on. And because Thomas has a really lot of experience with it, he prepared the special course Strategy Provider. That's a course that is dedicated to this topic, how to sell strategies in the most effective way. And you will get this course as a gift from us as a part of the Masterclass course or Strategy Quant Pro or Ultimate license purchase. And there is one specific. To sell the strategies, you have to have them in a special format for MQL Market. And we add a special business module into the Strategy Quant Ultimate called Strategy Quant for Business, which will allow you to export the strategies right in that MQL format. So we figured this out too. Otherwise, the ones who wanted to sell the strategies had to let them be recoded, and it was not just the ideal way. Using the Strategy Quant for Business module is easy and quick. The ones of you who have the Strategic One Pro version from the past can upgrade to Ultimate for $1,300, but we will discuss details in just a minute. Now, we have one request. Since selling strategies is something that can make you money, you can make the market better by offering really good strategies. But if you offer poor quality strategies, you can make it worse. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who offer utter rubbish in the market. So please, promise us that you will commit to this and that you will only sell strategies fairly, that you will improve the market and not spoil it by selling nonsense and dysfunctional strategies. Because it's basically the same as with knives. With such a beautiful, perfect Japanese knife, you can prepare, for example, sushi, and prepare a wonderful feast with it for your family, for your friends. You can prepare meat perfectly, but you can also, theoretically, of course, kill someone with it. Selling strategies in itself is neither good nor bad, just like having a good knife in your kitchen, but it always depends on how you approach it, how you use it. And we ask you that you use such a knife to make sushi and not kill anyone with it. Likewise, use strategies to help improve the market, so only offer high quality, proven strategies that you believe in, and do not sell strategies with bad results just to get money out of people. I'd also like to show you some results real quick. These are results from one of our students who use more or less portfolio, or rather the method of strategy building according to our course. He has a portfolio of strategies here with a fairly reasonable correlation. You can see that only one strategy has a higher correlation, and he describes completely how he builds the whole portfolio here. You can find the full article on our blog at strategicone.com/blog. And here below, you can already see the results, which are not bad at all. From September 2021 to April 2022, the gain is 111%, which is very, very nice. And just like I showed you Tiptoe Hippo, if you remember, in previous webinars, that was a group of traders. These traders also offer this portfolio so you can copy it. So they're using their system to generate additional capital for themselves. And in less than a year, there's 100% profit. And that's actually a superior result. Here you can see that the drawdown was about 16%. So this is a relatively small risk, and return drawdown ratio is about 1 to 6. So for every dollar risked, they made $6. On this chart, you can also see the distribution: DAX, NASDAQ, S&P 500, gold, crude oil, AUD, NZD, and Bitcoin. They have everything very nicely described here, so you can definitely take a look at it and maybe get some inspiration. It's up to you. So go to www.strategicone.com/blog and check it. And now let's quickly go through the Black Friday prices, really just quickly because we've already gone through it. But as I said, these are the last prices we can offer you because all costs in general are going up and we won't be able to offer you those prices anymore. In short, simply put, from next year, we are forced to raise those prices, and this is the last opportunity for you to get a license or a course at low prices. So, the ATS Masterclass course, which is worth nearly $3,000, includes dozens of practical lessons, 20 more lessons of ATS theory, portfolio strategies that we have demonstrated, building range breakout strategies with templates, great discussion forum for your questions, building strategies using advanced money management, building seasonal strategies with templates, strategy provider course, building stock strategies, and a VPS and live trading course, plus the previous ATS course. So it's totally a complete educational package that includes dozens of hours of videos. Everything is step by step, from the basics to advanced methods, so that you can build profitable, successful strategies and know how to sell them afterward. Until Sunday, the price is $390 plus VAT. Plus, this training package includes a free 3-month license of Strategy Quant. Another option is the Strategy Quant Pro license with one course, where you will get the license with 1 year upgrades, basic trading course as a gift, data of futures and equities for 3 months for free, access to a global community of algo traders, and the normal price is $1,790 plus VAT plus price of the courses. But we've prepared a price for you, $990 plus VAT. But again, it's only until this Sunday. Then you can choose Strategy Quant Pro license with 5 courses, which includes, again, Strategy Quant Pro license with upgrades for 1 year, full masterclass course with 4 more extra courses as a gift, futures and equities data for 3 months for free, and access to a global community of algo traders. The normal price is about $2,500, but until this Sunday, you can buy this bundle for $1,380 plus VAT. Or you can choose the highest version that we offer, and that's Strategy Quant Ultimate. And it includes Strategy Quant license with lifetime upgrades and futures equities data for free for life. New features that you can find only in this Ultimate license, like business module, so you can sell the strategies, like I said before, in that special format for MQL market, or advanced money management options, and more and more. And of course, access to the algo trader community, that's a given, and all the available courses. The usual price is in total some $6,000, but we have prepared a price of $2,490 for you as a part of this Black Friday that is valid until this Sunday. And also, if you have already bought Strategy Quant Pro license in the past and you would like to just upgrade to a higher ultimate version, that's for $1,300 plus VAT. Also, that could be interesting for you. You can get the license in 12 installments, so there is a payment like every month. And once again, and for the last time, Black Friday prices are valid until the end of this week. So until this Sunday. You find everything at the lab.sq.academy/strategylab. And now let me show you that right on the website and how to proceed with the purchase. So we are at lab.sq.academy/strategylab. And here at the bottom, you can see all these options. Right now, we are switched on 12 monthly installments. So I'm going to switch us to one-time payment. And here you can see the prices. And if you already choose your option which fits the best for you, easily click on Get the SQ license, and you are redirected to a site where you can proceed your payment. In this table, you see what you've chosen, Strategy Quant Ultimate plus Master Courses. You can see the price, you can choose the quantity, and here you can choose which way of payment you want to proceed. Credit, debit card, PayPal checkout, pay with Amazon, or wire transfer. So you choose one of these options, and then you are redirected to a payment gateway or PayPal or Amazon Pay and so on. And just like this, very easily, you can purchase the product. If you would be interested in installments, just switch back using this button, and here you see the monthly payments for each product. Well, and that's all for today's webinar. I hope you liked it, and thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward for our last webinar. I mean, I'm not looking forward to say goodbye, but we are going to go through the strategies that you sent to us, that you shared with us. So it's going to be very interesting, and we'll spend some more quality time together. So thank you again. And of course, in case of any question, send us an email or put your question into the discussion forum in the member section. Have a great day, and see you soon again for our last time.